and welcome back to Cruise1st TV. Wonderful to have your company as always. Now, don't forget we're here 7 days a week with the latest and greatest offers from our team and our over 25 years experience in finding your next cruise shines through every day. Now, this show is slightly different to the others actually, and it's something you've been asking for a long time now. A show where we home in on one specific subject and find out more about it. In this show, we're going to give you a whistle-stop first-time guide to no-fly cruises. Now, we know that booking your first cruise can seem a daunting task if you've never done it before, and a cruise out of the UK is the most excellent way of testing the water, pardon the pun. Now, it's not just first-timers who like to cruise out of the UK. There's those people who don't like to fly or simply don't fly, but still want to visit fascinating places. The more that time goes on, the more the value of a no-fly cruise holiday out of the UK is rivaling land-based stays. Now, when you've factored in all of the things that you spend out on a regular holiday, a cruise really does offer you so much more for your holiday price. So let's start with the convenience factor. Travelling to cruise out of the UK has many benefits. You don't have the anxieties of the airport, the luggage restraints, and for me, most importantly, the very second you step onto the ship in the UK, you're on holiday. You can sail from ports around the UK too. Lots of cruises come out of Southampton as the #1 port, but many cruise lines like Carnival, Fred Olsen and Ambassador Cruise Line also sail out of regional ports like Liverpool, Glasgow, Dover, Newcastle, Rosyth near Edinburgh, Tilbury just outside London and many more. In fact, Ambassador have just announced that they'll now be sailing out of Foy in Cornwall, the Isle of Man and Londonderry in Northern Ireland. So there really is plenty of choice when it comes to where you sail from. Now, one of the real plus points to sailing out of the UK is that all-important question of what you take to wear on your first cruise. Well, the good news is that if you're sailing in and out of the UK, that you can take more luggage with you, so you can pack for every event and eventuality. Take the casual gear, all the swimming costumes, and have plenty of room for the rain mac, the big coat and the ball gown all in one. Remember too that there are shops on board the ships too, and something that a lot of people forget is that the ports along the way all have shops and shopping opportunities if you want and need to pick up extra bits along the way. Now, we'll come back to more of the plus points later, but first let's feature the first of 3 ships offering no-fly cruises out of the UK. Now, we're going to start with MSC Cruises, who, as I'm sure you know by now, are an Italian cruise line who have changed enormously over the years, and their ever-increasing fleet of ships offer incredible value for money and a number of different duration sailings too. Now, we have some offers to show you here on MSC Virtuosa, who has been around our shores for quite some time now and is famed for its service. So Virtuosa, I mean, a lot of you that I'm talking to watching this channel right now will have already sailed with MSC and particularly on Virtuosa as well. She's an amazing ship, she really is, and she's just perfect actually if you've never cruised before, or maybe you're taking, maybe you're recommending cruising to friends and you're saying, give it a chance, give it a try. You can sail out of the UK, so no flying, no airports, and you can have the most amazing time. The cabins on board with MSC have everything you need, and that's often something that people wonder about. What are the cabins like? Do we share bathrooms? All of that kind of thing. Well, let me tell you that whichever cabin you decide to go for, it's clean, it's comfortable, it's looked after, and the beds are made and it's all cleaned up at least once a day, which is just fantastic. You have your own private bathroom with toiletries in there. And actually, do you know what? The day-to-day running of your cruise can be as busy or as relaxed as you like. I think a lot of people have a vision in their mind that they're going to be given a sheet at the start of the day and, here is your activity list. At 9 o'clock you'll do this, at 10 o'clock you'll do that, and it's nothing like that. The great thing about a cruise holiday is that you do what you want and when you want. Now, if that's a day where you're out at sea on one of these cruising, so you're not necessarily in a port that you're visiting, There are loads of things that you can be doing. They put on activities. It might be something like a quiz in the theatre. They might have activities like lessons, like learning to paint or crafting or bits and pieces like that. Of course, you can take advantage of things like the gym and the spa. And actually, if you're like me, you can just escape to somewhere quiet, have a nice coffee, maybe, you know, maybe an alcoholic coffee, maybe. You're on holiday after all, one at a time responsibly though, of course, and just enjoy your time. Maybe, again, like me, you're a nosy beggar. So maybe you like people watching. Cruises are brilliant for that. They're also great for meeting people as well, because cruising and the kind of people that cruising has changed so much over the years. There are now lots of families that cruise, and actually you'll find big family groups as well, maybe 2 or 3 generations of the same family all cruising together, which is really, really nice. And that means that you're constantly meeting this huge variety of different people. You've got some newlyweds that are taking their honeymoons, you've got people who are celebrating their 60th wedding anniversary, and everything in between. And there's never a dead spot in one of these holidays as well. So there's always something going on. Of course, people think about cruises in terms of the evening, you know, dinner and then the show, but there's so much more going on during the day as well. And of course, if you're in port, there are lots of places where you can go and discover as well. So I'm going to give you some examples of some of the offers on this particular ship that we've been looking at, the MSC Virtuosa, which is a wonderful, wonderful ship. It really is. Now, depending on the length of the duration, will kind of change the vibe of the feel of the cruise as well. So that first one, the MSC 461, is an all-inclusive no-fly short break. It's 4 nights going on the 12th of October, and it's cruising you out to Cork in Ireland and Portland down in Dorset, in and out of Southampton. Now, 4 nights there, gratuities included from $399 per person is brilliant. That's going to be a little party for quite a lot of people as well, because you've also got the drinks package included there. So people are using that as a wonderful excuse to go and party for a few days. The middle offer there, a little bit longer, down for some sunshine in the Canaries on the 3rd of June, again in and out of Southampton there. 7 nights starting from just $899 per person, which is brilliant. That has the gratuities factored in already, as they always do with MSC, and you can add premium extra drinks from just £32 per person per day, which is lovely. You can look at these on our website as well by using the cruise references. MSC 429 is 2 weeks of no-fly med sunshine. So this is for the 28th of September this year. Look at that price tag there and look at the date you're going. It is incredible. Again, you can add the premium drinks package to that from just £32 per person per day as well, which is an excellent price, because it means literally, as you are wandering around the ship, be it day, be it night, you literally take your cruise card with you and take it to any of the bars, tap it on the bar, and that's it. Cheers to that, and it's not going onto your account. Now remember, that's just a snapshot of the offers. You can see many more, in fact all of Virtuosa's sailing from now through to October this year, and also from April through to October next year as well. They're all on our website at cruise1st.tv. Right, so back to what this show is all about, and it's about introducing you to the possibilities of taking a cruise sailing out of the UK, so no flying. Lots of people I know who watch our channel already will be sending the link to this show to their friends and family that maybe don't fly and tend to take the same kind of holiday here in the UK every single year. Well, let's take one of those holidays, one of the alternatives, and compare that to a cruise. Now listen, I know that coach holidays are very popular here in the UK. My parents have taken a fair few of them and enjoyed them. I did notice though that the stories they brought back from those holidays were full of tales of the journey and the waiting around rather than where they actually went. They said they were getting on one coach to then meet another coach, to sit on that coach and spend half the holiday with a square bottom in traffic. Now, to me, that doesn't sound that appealing. Having to wait in long queues to check into different hotels every few days, having to lug your cases from place to place, and all of that to stay in a probably dated budget hotel with few food choices and entertainment that might just have fallen behind the times somewhat. So if we take the coach holiday as a comparison, remember that when you've checked in for your cruise here in the UK, which is very easy by the way, the check-in, you just get on board start your holiday, start exploring the ship, getting the feel for it, head straight to the buffet. A lot of people do, it's the busiest place when people first get on to their cruise, and just enjoy the endless facilities that are on board and then look forward to the journey. You don't have to wait for that one specific time that everyone piles into one dining room for dinner, because you've got the choice of different restaurants when you want to, which is brilliant. Another thing about a cruise, if you want a nap in the afternoon, your cabin is always there. It's brilliant, really good. But conversely, you can also go and take a dip in the pool when you fancy, play games, enjoy various lounges and bars to sit and people watch, get involved in untold activities, or just escape from everything into your favourite book somewhere quiet. There's always a bolt hole somewhere. Most importantly for me is the quality of a cruise holiday, and I'm talking about time quality here. The more minutes of holiday you actually spend being on holiday, the more memories you come back with, the more likely you are to look forward to being excited about where you're going, rather than dreading the things that you know that you'll need to endure to get there. Now, please don't get me wrong, I'm not knocking a UK coach holiday at all. We're just comparing them and seeing the difference. And I'm also not trying to sell you a cruise here either, by the way. I'm just simply taking a look at the pluses of a holiday that you really should give a try and find out for yourself. There is a cruise line out there for absolutely everyone watching this right now. And if you're not sure which one might be right for you, watch the channel or use the number on the screen there, 0800 953 4700, and talk to one of our team. Now, we're not just a big room full of people in a call centre. Our team are experienced in predominantly cruise travel. They've travelled themselves, they've booked a lot of cruises for people, and they've been on the ships and seen them themselves. So they'll give you honest advice on the best match based on who you are, what you like, and what you really want to get out of a holiday. Like everything in life, it's different things for different people. Now, listen, I've only just scratched the surface of the reasons why you should consider a cruise out of the UK, and I'll come back to more reasons shortly. But let's see another wonderful cruise ship sailing around our shores, and this time we're talking about a cruise line which welcomes cruisers of all ages, a place where everyone can have fun and find something that appeals to them. It's Royal Caribbean. Now, they, remember, are the cruise company that bring us the biggest ships in the world, but we're going to look at Independence of the Seas now, who is here with us in the UK, taking sailings out of Southampton between May and October next year. Now, Indy's brilliant. I mean, lots and lots of people watching this show right now will have taken a sailing on Indy, may have done the transatlantic sailings that we've done here at Cruise1st for years and years and years. And this really, there are a lot of cruise lines where I can say, right, okay, this cruise line is for this group of people, this cruise line is for this group of people, and Royal Caribbean, I can't pigeonhole it for anyone. I can say it is for everyone. Literally, if you've got toddlers and littlies with you, you've got the children, the grandchildren with you, perfect. If you're a couple, be you 20, 30, 77, it makes no difference. You are going to have a great time. There's a lovely mix of activities and things to do. Now, of course, if you are taking children with you, there are kids clubs for keeping them entertained, but there are lots of things you can do as a family. That big parade area that you're seeing there, that big area in the centre, they have these sort of fun type parades with characters and singing along that goes on, and that's something you can all enjoy as a family. I think sometimes, some ships can be, the main bulk of the ship is very sort of adult oriented, and then there's the kids clubs which are hidden away somewhere. Royal Caribbean really brings the two together beautifully. And these ships are bigger, they are grander, and that for me means that you have more choice when you're on board. It means you have different restaurants to choose from. You can go to the main restaurant, of course, which is included every night of your cruise, and you'll be treated like royalty. You'll have a multi-course dinner which you can sit and relax and enjoy. Or if you fancy something just a little bit more grab and go, a little bit more casual, you're thinking, oh, do you know what? I just fancy burger and chips right now. Get yourself into Johnny Rockets. It's wonderful. And the kids will love it. You'll love it. You'll go back to your childhood and have, big frothy milkshakes and whatever. You'll absolutely love it. Of course, the great thing about being on a cruise ship as well is that you've got things like water parks for the kids, but conveniently next to them, you've got a hot tub for mum and dad or nan and granddad or members of the family or whatever. You've also got lovely challenges like the climbing wall as well. And you might think, well, I've seen that climbing wall so many times. Is it that difficult? Well, I tried it for the first time after watching it on telly for years and years and years, and it really was quite challenging. You're all connected beautifully, so it's all very safe and whatever, but all I'd say is don't look down. Did you see that there was an ice rink on board as well? Two reasons for that. They do shows in the ice arena, but also you can go skating. Going skating on a cruise ship. I mean, you might have two left feet like me, but you've got to have a go at something like that with the family because it is going to be great fun. So do you see what I mean? There's always something going on. So if you've got one of your party that likes to go and have a siesta in the afternoon, they can while you go ice skating and have lots of fun. It's up to you. Right, let's have a look at some offers then with Independence of the Seas with Royal Caribbean. These are all no-fly offers again as well. So the first one, RC496, is Hamburg and Rotterdam over 5 nights on the 11th of October for next year. Wonderful price tag as well, 669 per person. You can put a lower deposit down on that right now, and there are other dates for the offer in July, August and October next year. Again, talk to the team about prices for other dates, or you can search them on our website, which is cruise1st.tv. Second one there in the middle, and you can look at all of these via their cruise references. So the middle one is RC545. It's a no-fly Spanish flare cruise over 9 nights, and you're going down to Vigo in Spain, Lisbon in Portugal, Seville, La Coruña and Bilbao in Spain, in and out of Southampton from £1,049 per person. Again, you can put a low deposit down of just £150 each today to lock it in, and other dates for the cruise in June and September next year. Another really popular choice for those people cruising for the first time is cruising up to the beautiful Norwegian fjords. They're fairly close to the UK actually, so you get to see a lot of that beautiful fjordland scenery. It is idyllic and beautiful and you'll love it. So a 7-night fjords cruise on the 29th of June next year from just 1,189 per person. Again, low deposit on that one available, and there are other dates for the sailing as well. So talk to the team or search on our website. It's cruise1st.tv. And Independence of the Seas really is a lovely ship. And don't forget, she is sailing in and out of Southampton on a variety of sailings between April and October next year. So if you want to know more, you can use the advanced search on our website or call the team now for free to look for cruises for you. Now, this show is such a lovely chance for us to just chat about cruising. So much of our time on shows is spent simply telling you what's on board and where you're going. So this first-time guide to no-fly cruises is a great opportunity to just talk about the many other joys of discovering cruise travel. Now, a lot of people that either choose not to fly or just can't bear the thought of flying think that their holidays need to be confined to the old favourites of holidaying in the UK, which is coach holidays, going to the Lake District, going camping, or maybe just taking the ferry to France, Spain or Ireland. Now, there's a big wide world out there and it's all doable by cruise, and once you've tried it, you can see why so many more people are discovering cruising and absolutely loving it and then recommending it to their friends and family. You can literally cruise the world no-fly and visit the most amazing places like the Caribbean, America, well, literally the world. Now, I could talk to you about taking a world cruise for 5 months no-fly to and from the UK, but we're focusing on your very first cruise out of our shores, so we'll do something a little bit more manageable to get you started. Now, my final topic in this show is all about the price of a cruise. Now, when I first started talking about cruising on TV, which was nearly 15 years ago, I'd never been on a cruise. I knew people who'd done it, but I knew nothing about it. And I thought, quite honestly, that they looked expensive. And I couldn't understand what it offered. I could only see the price tag. Now, back then, my view was that a lot of people cruising were of the older generation and therefore it wouldn't necessarily be for me. Well, how wrong I was. What has changed over the years is that so many more people have discovered a cruise holiday and realised that it's a great way to get family together, friends that you go away with maybe, and all have a fantastic time. Now, the most interesting thing with the price is that with most holidays, you're just paying for the journey and the bed. Everything else, you're dipping your hands into your pocket and probably spending twice or three times the amount of the holiday on just day-to-day living while you're away. This is where a cruise is sheer magic. When you consider that on the ship, yes, you've got your accommodation, which is cleaned and serviced every single day, but the cruise also includes a lot of your dining, and believe me, there's a lot of it to choose from that is included, from a full and spectacular range of choices at breakfast that doesn't end at 8:30 in the morning, wonderful lunches with more choices than you could ever imagine, plus included dining choices in the evening that offer you the full feeling of being out at a fancy restaurant just without the bill on the way out. You realise that the more you cruise, the more you save. That's quite aside the fact that you have the most wonderful pool areas to relax and enjoy as part of the deal. There's gyms, fitness suites, a host of entertainment, and I don't just mean the shows of an evening, but daytime quizzes, live game shows, competitions, various activities, guest presentations, and moreover for me, the fact that however many people you're away with, you can all escape and just do different things too. There's no nominating a driver for a night out or waiting out in the cold for a taxi. You can boogie until the wee small hours and then just wander back to your freshly made bed and sleep in until whenever you like. If you want to play golf and your other half wants to sit in the sun, there's always the choice. It's the freedom and the flexibility that really will appeal to you. It's also the people that you meet on cruises as well. It's great for people watchers that like to keep themselves to themselves, and it's great for those people who like meeting new friends while they're away as well. Ships today are nothing like that fancy ferry picture that some people have in their minds still. They are literally like their own little world. The cruise companies really do have some amazing offers out there as well to try and get you to try cruising out. Some offer drinks packages in the price. Some offer you shore excursion credits for the ports. Some offer Wi-Fi. You just need to know where to find the deals, and that is what we're here for. Now, I feel like this show could be 3 hours long. There are so many reasons that we could go into and talk more about, and maybe I'll do part 2 to this show in the future. I hope so. And if you've got an idea for one of these first-time guide shows as well, please email me. I would love to hear from you. Suggest away. We're all ears, and we'll be picking various topics over the months. Our address is studio@cruise1st.tv. Right, we've talked a lot about these ships and why you should cruise. Let's get on board another one. This time it's a firm favourite for cruisers out of the UK. It's P&O Cruises, where whilst you're on board, you're spending in British pounds, your tips are included, and the entertainment and facilities are designed with us in mind. Let's get on board and have a look around their newest ship. This is Avia. Beautiful. I love the P&O fleet. I just think they're fantastic. They are really, really nice. She's recently launched Avia as well. She's a very, very new ship to the P&O fleet, and she's been very, very well received as well. That big sky dome that you saw before is kind of pool by day, entertainment space by night. It's very, very clever indeed. Lots of dining on board that P&O Cruises are famed for. And they also have new and exciting experiences as well. I mean, this is always, you know, one of the #1 choices for cruising out of the UK. People absolutely love the service that they offer. The fact that the entertainment, I mean, quite often on the P&O Cruises, it's kind of, you know, well-known guest artists performing in the theatres as well. It's brilliant. You see that sky dome there, so if the weather's not so good, that dome can come across and you can still feel that you're in paradise, even if it's pouring down with rain outside. This is the other thing about a cruise, and I keep talking about dead space in holidays. Have you ever been on a holiday where you get to a certain time of the day, it's kind of mid-afternoon, and you kind of think, right, okay, well, we've done lunch and, you know, we've been to that museum or whatever it was that we want to do. And now we've got a long wait until, you know, 7:30. We can't go into the dining room until 7:30. What are we going to do for the rest of the time? You kind of have to amuse yourself, don't you? Where on a cruise, you can literally, you know, through the cruise line apps or through the daily guide that they'll send you into your stateroom, there'll be a myriad of different activities going on. You know, it might be things as simple as, you know, making the animals out of the towels. And you might think, would I want to do that? You'll love it though. And you'll go home and you'll try it. Look at the dining on this ship as well. It is just incredible. I mean, a lot of people still do think that dining on a cruise ship is going to be one long line of people queuing up with a tray in their hand waiting to be served. No, that's prison, I believe. Cruise holiday, very, very different, let me tell you. It's all about having masses and masses of choice while you're on board. Again, great family offering as well, whether it's just you two as a couple, whether it's many generations of the same family. You can see there are lots of kind of more physical activities. There's wonderful entertainment of an evening. Wellness is a big thing on these ships as well. So a lot of them have spas, full fitness centres. You know, they'll have classes as well from things like yoga and Pilates. So if you do like to keep fit, and also if you are calorie conscious as well. People think that cruise lines are all about stodge 24 hours a day and you come home twice the size that you were when you went. Not at all. There's healthy options, vegetarian options, everything is there for you on board. So let's look at some Arvia sailings then for you. The first one, P&O 286, is 9 nights. Again, no fly in and out of Southampton, going to Spain, France and Portugal. Lisbon, one of my favourite places, beautiful, from just £789 per person. You can put a low deposit on that as well. Tips are included and you can add the classic drinks. If you do it when you book, we'll discount the price by 10% as well on the drinks package, which is good. Middle one there, P&O 287, is 2 weeks of no-fly cruising around the Western Med on Arvia. Some lovely destinations on that one as well in Spain, Italy and France, from £899 per person. Low deposit again on that one of just £135. Tips are included. Again, add the classic drinks package when you book and we'll discount the drinks package by 10%, which is lovely. And then you've got a nice little taster cruise there, I would call that one, on Arvia, in and out of Southampton to Zeebrugge, which is the port for Bruges in Belgium, and then to Cherbourg in France with a sea day in the middle. That's a really good taster actually. If you've never been on a cruise before, £439 per person there for you. I would get one of these shorter duration cruises booked in right now, and then you'll understand why so many people do it, because it's a really popular way of getting friends together. I mean, you're talking October on that last one. It might be, you're getting towards sort of autumn time, the markets are all out, you might be Christmas shopping, you might just be, a few nights away with friends. That's a perfect cruise for that. If you want details on any of those, speak to our team on 0800 953 4700. And that's just a few of those sailings on Arvia as well. Remember, on our website, we have got, I think at the last count, I think it's well over like 20,000 different cruises, but you can drill down by a section which is just cruises from the UK as well. So if you prefer not to fly or you simply don't fly, then you can home in on just cruises that are in and out of the UK. It's very, very simple. It's really, really simple. And listen, if you want to do things like, for instance, I'm going to throw a couple of ideas your way. If you wanted to go and see Canada and New England on a cruise without flying and do that from the UK, it can be done. If you want to sail down to the Canaries, go all round the Canaries to and from the UK, no airports, you can do it. If you want to go over to America, you want to go and do the Caribbean, you can do all of that as well without ever having to touch an airport. It's all doable via a cruise as well. Thank you for listening to me jaw on for half an hour. I really appreciate it. I hope that's helped you as well. And if you've got any ideas for future first-time guide shows, drop them in to me. Our email address is studio@cruise1st.tv. As always, I would absolutely love to hear from you and what more you want to know. And of course, if our team can help you with any no-fly cruises, that's the number. It's free and open 7 days a week. Thanks for your company. Stay with us. Lots more on the way.